Hey everybody, I'm back out here in this small patch of woods by the local college, and today I'm actually going to be doing some fishing. There's a small creek that runs through this entire area, and just about every time I've been here I've seen fish. I can see the fish right now, bluegill, sunfish, nothing big, but I think it would be interesting to use this little bit of leftover shrimp and see if we can catch a fish out of here. It's been raining off and on all day. It's incredibly humid. That's great for spotting wildlife. There's frogs all over the place, turtles, and it looks like the fish are active. So let's go ahead and give this a try and see if we can pull a fish out of here. Oh, look at that, right away. There he is, first fish. There he is, first fish. Little beautiful green sunfish. There he is. We don't want to have him out for too long. Let's go ahead and get him back and see if we can get another one. Whew, that was very quick. Just a matter of seconds of being in the water. Yeah, I think this spot and this creek in general is just absolutely loaded with fish. And since it's a creek right next to a school, I don't think most people even notice it. So this looks like it could be an untapped honey hole. Awesome. Okay, let's get some more bait. Just dropping it right down. Already got bites. Missed them. These fish are everywhere. Oh, that's another one. Whew! That. Look at the colors on this one. Pick that. Look at that red in there, and those red eyes. Huh. I'm not sure what species this is. Maybe a pumpkin seed? Yeah, I'm not sure, but look at that. There's orange and red on the fins and along the body and the red eyes. Wow, that is a pretty fish. Awesome. Let's get him back. Whew. Absolutely voracious little predators. I haven't even been filming for 5 minutes and I already have 2 little fish. Now maybe, if we're lucky, I can pull a tilapia out of here. Now I don't know, I haven't seen any tilapia in here, but I know they do live around here. So maybe we'll get lucky and pull a tilapia. Woohoo! In just a matter of seconds. This looks to be the same species as the last one. The red isn't as defined as on the last fish, but it is there. Let's get him back. So cool. Wow. Well, they're getting much better at taking my bait. They've become less voracious and more cautious. I'll try to downsize my bait a little bit. I'm hoping there will be a bass in here somewhere. That'd be really cool if we could catch a bass out of this little thing. I doubt it, but it's possible. Okay. Aha, got him. Woo! Another beautiful green sunfish. Well, not sure if you guys can see because he's all covered in dirt, but well, it's a beautiful blues and orange. This is the biggest fish of the day so far, and it may even be the biggest fish in this little section of the creek. Okay, let's get him back. And off he goes. Lovely. Fishing at its most simplistic. Oh, wow. Look at the colors on this one. Look at that. This one, is this a pumpkin seed? There's so many species of panfish. I'm not great at telling them apart, but look at that red. Beautiful red eyes, and that red coloration on the tail, the fins, and all along the body. Wow. I don't know what species this is. It looks like a bluegill. Oh, there he goes, pooping on my hand. I mean, it looks like a bluegill, but it's just hard to say. A lot of them look so similar. Wow, that is a pretty fish. Okay, let's get him back. And there he goes. Got a little bit of poop on my finger there. That's all right. And this is a thriving little ecosystem. All of these fish right on a college campus. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, holy cow! Look at that! That is a bullhead catfish! What? Oh my goodness! Oh! Oh! Look at that little beauty. Look at that face. That is a bullhead catfish. I was expecting to catch, bluegill, sunfish today, but I was not expecting to catch any sort of catfish, especially a bullhead. Wow, that's a good little fish. That's so cool. I don't know if I've ever caught a bullhead catfish. You have to be careful. Like most catfish, they have spines on the dorsal and pectoral fins. So you gotta be careful holding them, but wow. Look at that. Look at that little guy. That is so cool. What a great catch. Let's get him back. And there he goes. Wow, that is so cool. Yeah, he was just sitting there with it right here. Right in front of me. Catch of the day. Wow. A bullhead catfish. That's so cool. Wow, that just absolutely made the day. A bullhead catfish out of this little creek. Wow, that was fantastic. I was not expecting to get any sort of catfish out of here, but a bullhead catfish. That's incredible. It does make sense though. They do thrive in ecosystems like this. Small creeks, slow-moving water underneath tree cover. Wow, that is perfect. Just heard a splash in the creek over there. Probably a frog. I mean, I know you guys can't see it, but right on that branch that's leaning up against this other small tree, there's a green anole. That's so cool. Man, there's wildlife just all over this place, especially now that it's getting warm, now that spring is in full bloom, now that it's starting to heat up a little bit, the animals are becoming much more active. And here in the south, the animals thrive in this warmer weather. All right, I'm venturing into the woods a little bit. I couldn't help myself. Look at this. Look at this tangle of thorns and vines. I'm just seeing so much wildlife, especially these green anoles, that I had to get in here. Here's a view of the opposite bank from where I was fishing. You have to be careful stepping through here, especially with shorts and tennis shoes. This is tick and snake country, so you gotta be careful. Oh, there's one of the anoles. Gosh, they're so fast. There's one right up there. Man, I'm just surrounded by green anoles. But they're so quick, they're so hard to grab. They're just absolutely everywhere, all up and down these trees, hiding in the vines. Their incredible green and brown camouflage is not only advantageous for hiding from predators, but also hunting for their own prey. They're very effective ambush predators waiting for an insect to land on a leaf. With their perfect camouflage, they're not even seen, and then they strike out in an instant and snatch up their prey. They're largely insectivorous, being so small. And being so small also makes it very easy for them to slip away. That and their incredible speed. Alright, I reckon that's enough chasing anoles for now. Oh, there's a frog. It is hot here in the southern forests. Well, I'm still on the search for some green anoles. I can find them all over the place, but I just can't catch them. But as I was exploring on this walkway, this boardwalk above the swamp, I noticed there's a couple of unexpected visitors right under one of these pieces of wood. Check this out. There's a couple of green tree frogs just hanging out underneath these slats of wood. So cool. And very unexpected. I was expecting to see more frogs out by the creek, but oddly enough I see them up on this boardwalk. They're right underneath this piece right here. So cool. So, my plan at the moment is to keep exploring around this big boardwalk that goes above Bernard Bayou, and hopefully we'll get to see some more cool animals. Okay, my arm hurts. Ouch. Here's the boardwalk that I'm on, still a part of the college campus, and here is the overlook above the bayou. It's an absolutely amazing area to explore if you're looking for wildlife here in southern Mississippi. You could hang out here all day. This would actually be a great spot for any bird watchers. This spot you often see white egrets, great blue heron, cormorants, ospreys, lots of songbirds up in the trees, and I've even seen a couple of bald eagles flying around overhead. And this back here is perfect habitat for a wide array of wildlife. If you look closely, you can see birds hopping back and forth. Small mammals love to live in areas like this. And where there's small mammals, there are snakes. In fact, not too long ago, I actually spotted a cottonmouth slithering through the grass. While they're not real aggressive or defensive snakes, cottonmouths are one of the most venomous snakes in this area. So it was really cool to get a close look at it. Even though I was up on this boardwalk, typically if I was on ground level, I wouldn't be able to see a cottonmouth up close like that. And boardwalks like this provide a great vantage point to spot wildlife above the swamp. Now with the temperatures rising on hotter days like today, especially in spring just coming out of winter, reptiles like snakes and turtles and lizards are going to be much more active because they are cold-blooded ectotherms, which basically means they are unable to regulate their own body temperature. Mammals, like you and me, are warm-blooded, which means our body has ways of regulating our body temperature. When we're cold, we have ways of warming our bodies, and when we're hot, we have ways of cooling off. But cold-blooded animals like reptiles do not have these luxuries, so their body temperature is determined by their environment, which is why reptiles are most often seen basking in the sun. That's how they regulate their body temperature. If they want to get warm, they have to go sit out in the sun and physically warm up. That's why most people will see a snake just sitting on the side of a road, trying to absorb the sunlight and the heat, not just from the sun, but also from the warm concrete underneath them. And that's why in the heat of the day, boardwalks like this are common areas to find lizards like anoles. They're getting up here unobstructed from any shade, the wood itself is getting warm, and they're absorbing the warmth from the sun. So if you're looking to find some reptiles, a hot day like today is the time to do it. But that also means that reptiles in the heat of the day like this are going to be more active and they're going to be faster. They're going to be full of energy, which also means for us, they're going to be harder to catch. Really old nature presentations and TV shows used to actually exploit this adaptation of reptiles, and they would actually put them in coolers before presenting them. They would catch a snake, and before getting it up close for the camera or up close for a live audience, they would have them in coolers so they would be much more lethargic when they bring them out. Much easier to handle when they're cold and slower. Absolutely terrible. I really hope there's no wildlife educators out there still employing this tactic today. It's unnecessary and it's really bad for the animal. Yeah, old TV shows, old nature programs and documentaries used to do a lot of things that would not fly now. Which is good. I'm glad the industry moved past that behavior. For the most part, there's still a lot of questionable characters out there, but that's as far as I'll go with that at the moment. So yeah, now it's just time to keep exploring, searching for more green anoles. And you may be thinking right now, but Brady, in most of the footage you're showing, the lizards are brown. Wouldn't these be brown anoles? And while brown anoles do live in this area, these particular anoles are green anoles. Green anoles are actually able to change the color of their body from green to brown Green anoles often turn brown whenever they're under stress or whenever there's a predator nearby. So it makes sense that they would sometimes turn brown when I'm approaching them or trying to film them. They're thinking I'm a predator. That really makes their camouflage that much better because the main colors of this forest are green and brown. And this ability of theirs to change color has actually earned them the nickname America's Chameleon. And while green anoles are perfectly natural parts of this environment, brown anoles are actually an invasive species from Cuba. And in a lot of places, the brown anoles have begun to outcompete the native green anoles. But green anoles are without doubt one of the coolest animals that can be commonly found in this area. So, hopefully, we'll be able to catch one. Look at that view. That is beautiful. Man, imagine living in one of those houses. Now, make no mistake, one day, those houses will be underwater. But for now, those houses have got a beautiful view. Well guys, looks like this video is ending where it started. We're back here at the creek, and I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for joining me on this adventure. I had a lot of fun exploring this area, and I hope you guys did too. So I think that's gonna about wrap up this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.